In fourth grade, my teacher hated my guts so much because I wasn't as smart as my older sister, which was one of her students before. I don't remember why, but she was really nice to me at first when she found out that I was related to that favorite student of hers. But then she just turned completely evil on me. I think it was because there was this one time where I was really active in my school dance group, so I had to be excused in all of the classes multiple times for a few weeks. And then she asked me, "Hey, come here." So I did. And then she said, "Would you rather be in this class or dance down there?" She looked pretty angry, and now when I try to relive that moment, it just seemed so condescending. It was like she was implying that I should be here in this class, but I couldn't because it was an extracurricular that I really liked. So then I couldn't answer her. I don't remember what I did afterwards. My brain probably blocked that memory already because of how bad it was. But really, it was just pure hatred in just like a snap. Before she hated me, I was one of the first three spellers in class because that's just how we systemize it from the seating arrangements. And then, as per the routine that we always did every day, she used to call me. That was just like the routine. She called the first three and I was one of them. But then one day, she didn't call me anymore. So like no biggie, it's just spelling. I didn't really care. But I just waited for my turn. And then I waited. And then when I was up to spell my words, because we were just spelling the words that we know how to do, so I spelled my words. And then when I came back to my seat, she called one of the students and she reacted on my spelling. She said like, "Who spelled that? That's not real words." Those are my words. And I'm pretty sure she knew because she was staring the whole time. So she said, "Erase those. Those aren't real words." What? For context, the words that I knew how to spell at the time was like phobias, like hypophobia, xenophobia, arachnophobia, or any other words with phobias. I memorized all those words so that I could show up in the spelling routine and then spell those new words that I learned. If it happened now, I don't really care because I don't really give a shit. But like I was 10 at the time. I'm pretty sure it was important for me to just brag that I'm smart or something, that I know something. So I was just sitting there watching my words get erased. And I was like nervous cuz like, "Oh my god, those are my words." I was trying not to cry. I was 10. I barely knew anything. I get that the words were a bit advanced for us students, but like she was a teacher. If anything, I would have expected her to like teach me more words or at least check my spelling if all those complicated words were right. And she would at least check if I actually knew those words. But she didn't. She just erased it. Another instance was when she was calling students per the seating arrangement to answer a question on a test as we were checking it. And then I was supposed to be next, so I just waited for her to call my name, but she didn't. She skipped me. It was supposed to be each student, but then she just looked at me. I remember that look so vividly. It was just like, "What? Why are you beefing with me?" And then my seatmates were like confused too because I was supposed to be next, but she just straight up looked at me and didn't call me. My precious knowledge, it needs to be there. I guess I was kind of wanting the validation from a teacher's perspective, but that probably destroyed my 10-year-old confidence. And I was just looking around awkwardly like, "No, it's fine, I can just answer the next question." But she didn't let me answer any questions anymore. I'd like to think that it was probably because, "Oh, that's because you're smart, you don't need to answer." But like, I know that it's not because I was smart. I wasn't. It's because she hated me. It was so obvious, okay? I knew, at least I was young, but I knew already what she looked like, and she was angry. I never really liked her because she didn't really teach in any of the classes. when she did teach, she was just sitting on her desk casually, like, oh yeah, and then this happened to this person, and then you should all do this and that. Give a little enthusiasm. And then she would make us copy 5 pages from the book to our notebook by hand, and if you didn't get to finish it, you won't go home. And then she also had this rule that if class ends, you're just supposed to bow your head on the desk. Kind of like what anyone would do like that, you know. She had this rule that if you weren't bowing properly on your desk, you wouldn't get to go home. It's not really bad, but like it's just so weird. Why? Why would you check if we were bowing properly on our desk? And then you just kind of waited until everyone gets called. You get to go home one by one. That's just a small rant that I have. That's it. Bye.